Yeah, you bought it for 15, sold it for 32. I'm like, I'm gonna go do that 20 times, and I'm gonna make sure I have enough credits to build another A750 car, so we could race online with a different version of an A750 car. Like, I just remember being like, not that that's what I thought about all day, but like, I just remember being like, yeah, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. And now it's like you're not allowed to fucking enjoy anything. Holy shit.
I named the stream Angry White Incels playing PubG and it, for whatever reason, is not working. Hold on. Like, what the fuck's happening here? It's not showing the proper footage. We are not receiving data. Well, why? It was stuck in the PUBG select screen. Well, it's fired up, so I'm just gonna ready up and hope it works. Yeah, it's stuck in the PUBG select screen because I was like all tabbed, I guess. Well, the streaming software started, so I'm not sure why it's not streaming. Let me get my phone though. Chris, are you still there?
Yes.
Oh. Well, let's check if it's working. Okay, it is.
Rad.
Okay, so our conversation topic that like started, and I can't say how it started, but I can say what the conversation topic is about. But just the politicized politics in games and social justice activism in games and all that horseshit. And Chris was essentially saying, like, do you remember how when you would come home and you would play, in his instance, ooh, we got a good map. In his instance, he would come home and just play Forza 1, and there was a blissful ignorance to just everything, and there was no greed, there was no, like, weird politics inserted, there was no, like, ban happy
DLC packs.
moderators. Oh, there's DLC packs, but that came a
But
little later, and
but
it, yeah,
not like that left you in a state where you
predatory,
weren't
yeah.
able to play the game because you didn't have the DLC, where you felt like you were missing something.
Yeah, there was an innocence to gaming, and it wasn't trying to force anything on you. It was just, here, come play with some fucking race cars. Come play GTA without shark cards or some weird like online role playing element that.
And that's another interesting thing you say too. There was DLC, but I think I remember DLC back in the day started out. It was like a $5 thing.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, here's like 10 cars for $5, and you were like, okay.
DLC like in sim racing now is how DLC was 10 years ago on like console games. Like you remember AC's DLC packs with like 10 cars in the Nürburgring?
Yeah.
That reminds me of like PGR3's DLC packs, where it was just like a fuck ton of cars. I remember the one there was like 16 cars in one pack, right? Or there was like a whole mode for PGR4. And it was like, even if you didn't buy the DLC packs, you got a fucking huge game. And if you did buy the DLC packs, it was like, wow, this is even better. And it was still kind of predatory. And like, I was a bit younger than you, so I was at the age where it's like, you have to like save up your Microsoft points and fucking spend strategically, right? Because if you're 15, you're getting birthday money, or you're getting like a gift for getting a good report card, or a fucking,
Yeah, I mean, like,
right?
or you had to just like ask.
Yeah.
I remember like one of the big things that we used to do, and like I'm sure a lot of people who eventually or probably will listen probably did the same.
Yeah.
they hung out at the mall when they
Yeah.
were in high school.
Yeah.
So there was a turnover point where it was like you were able to go get, I guess, games and shit and like
Yep.
DLC cards at the mall.
Yep.
So like you just strategically saved or like didn't necessarily tell that that's what your plan was, but that's what you did.
Yep.
Just so your parents would give you like $15 or something to go to
Yep.
the mall with your friends.
Yep. No, and it was great, and like it felt like at least when you bought like a Call of Duty map pack, because I remember when the fucking like variety map pack came out for COD 4, and everyone's like psyched for it, and it's like yeah, it was like kind of shitty. It was a somewhat decent chunk of change for what was it, 4 or 5 maps, and they weren't very good maps, but it was still like this didn't make me like this weird kind of frustrated.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you got the COD map pack, and it was like you were okay with the premise
Yeah,
of it because it wasn't really like obscenely priced. The game was sort of towards the end of its life cycle, and
yeah,
it kind of made like the summer
yeah,
leading up to the next COD kind of enjoyable because you got a couple of new maps to screw around on,
yeah.
and you're genuinely all right.
Yeah, I'm coming to you.
Come to me because I have a R98 you can take.
No, and yeah, I got a 6X and an AK, so we're good. No, and,
All right.
and, and it was the games weren't built around selling DLC like they are now. And COD 4 wasn't trying to politicize anything. It was just COD. It was here's this I guess kind of goofy but kind of serious like B movie story with like some cool locations like Chernobyl and shit to play through because we hadn't really gone there yet. Like it was just this like innocent non-predatory fun.
There's an SKS here
And
as well.
now we're at the point where it's like I look at something like Madden because I'm a big football guy. You know that. I know that. Played football, watched football, try and follow it every year, although the last few years have been not so good because the NFL's gone to shit. But like you get the point. And I look at what Madden has turned into now, where the engine is just fucked. Ryan Moody's got a whole series on it. I know I've showed you the videos. The base Madden engine is fucked. They've taken out at least 80% of the modes that were from the PS2 era Maddens, such as Madden cards. They've taken out a lot of the depth franchise had, which I'm now old enough to appreciate franchise, and I don't like because
But
you know how when you're younger,
hang
you
on,
you just don't understand how trades work, right?
you've got it. Wait, before we do that, you've got a 6 times scope, right?
Yep.
All right. There's a Car 98 or an SKS here you could take because I've got a fully kitted
Okay.
M24 with 6 times for myself, so we're both sitting pretty.
But yeah,
You
it's
know,
like there's a period when you're like 13 or 14 playing Madden, and like you don't really get how contracts work. Maybe I'm just retarded. I'm probably kind of retarded, but like there's that period where you play a sports game and like you don't really get season mode, and then as you get older, you're like the bigger picture starts making more sense to you, and you're like, I like this. This is neat.
yeah.
And I'm at the point now, right, where I'm like, this is neat. I want to play full seasons. I want to manage my team. I have the free time after work where I can do it. And I look at something like Madden now, and it's like everything from the PS2 games is just hacked out of it. So it's like, I gotta play the PS2 games. And if you try and play like the modern shit, it feels soulless. It feels frustrating. Like, even I have Madden 25, which is the first one that came out on PS4. And like every loading screen, dude, it's like, have you tried Ultimate Team? Have you spent your shekels on Ultimate Team? And it's like, stop, okay? I'm not playing this mode. I know it's predatory. I know from working in the industry how it's viewed. I know its purpose. I know its purpose is not to entertain people. I know its purpose is to make money. Stop advertising this to me. Every fucking loading screen. Have you tried Ultimate Team yet? Have you got your Vince Young 99 overall card? No, I don't care. Stop pushing this shit on me. And then you try and search
The
for
level
like
2 vest here.
you search for other things to do. You search for historic teams. You search for minicamp drills. You search for fuck. There's a whole video on like the shit that's been removed out of Madden, and it's just not there. And you sit there playing these games like we discussed before we went live. You sit there playing these games and like you're kind of having fun, but like something feels weird about it. Something feels frustrating about it, and you can't really put your finger on it, and you can't really like voice it even in the forums because people just downvote you and call you crazy or you saying you have a vendetta against the game. But like something feels off when you're playing modern video games.
We're kind of far. I think we got to get rolling.
A better example is like Need for Speed. Yeah, we're fucked, but I brought a car, so.
All right. Got enough stuff?
I don't have a backpack. I got the vest. I got the level 2 helmet. So before we get in, let's look where we want to go.
All right.
Coast plan. So it went north to south.
We can go with either here or here. One of those two. That should cover our bases.
We're gonna die there, but I like there.
Yeah, there might be people there already, but that's a high ground, so let's do it.
I'm in the wrong seat.
Oh,
Another good example of a game that feels weird to play is something like, I guess it would be Need for Speed. The new Need for Speeds are just strange to me. Like I haven't played Payback, and Heat I feel strange about. Heat is maybe okay. Maybe they'll turn a corner with Heat. But like, I played Hot Pursuit 2 when it was new. Played Underground when it was new. Played Underground 2 when it was new. And it was like Chris described before we got online. You sat in school being like, I cannot wait to get home and just play this game. And I haven't had that feeling in years. Maybe with PubG, but because like, aside from like minor visual things that you can purchase for your guy, the core gameplay is just unaffected.
Well, I think that's the reason why
Yeah.
Battle Royale games succeed so much in this day
Yeah.
and age, because you have Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is still going to be popular.
Yeah.
And Battlefield, although it sucks completely beyond recognition, oh my god, do I miss Battlefield 3, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Like, Battlefield 3 cosmetics and shit, like, didn't affect the gameplay. Like, it was just a shooter. It was modern, basically let's shoot terrorists kind of game.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I don't know. This game is so popular because, like, there's no, like, perks to fuck the gameplay, and everyone's gonna go, like, completely meta and go to, like, fucking, like, I don't know, Juggernaut and, like, Sleight of Hand.
I'm hit.
Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's gonna. There's no meta. There's no meta in this game. It's like you can't have a meta because you're never gonna get the same loadout from map to map.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you get the same loadout is if you're gonna hunt, do nothing but your strategy is hunt crates. Yeah, there was a period of time where it was like M416 wins, LOL, but they fixed that. They kind of balanced out all the assault rifles, and now it's just like a personal field preference. Like, some people, I know you like the way the AK feels. I'm not really a big fan. We both agree the Mutant's pretty good, but I hear a lot of people think the Mutant sucks. So, it's pretty much a preference thing. A lot of times I'll turn down bolt actions if there's like an SKS available, because I like the SKS better. There's just a whole different set of ways you could play each map. We could play like a bitch. We could play aggressive. We could play somewhere in between. There's options.
Well, and another thing too is like when you play it, you're getting generally the full experience. Like when I play Madden, it constantly advertises you to play Ultimate Team. Every loading screen. So like when you're about to play a franchise mode game, it doesn't show you like the pre-game preview like other games would. The loading screens are just like, have you tried Ultimate Team yet? And it's like, fuck off. I don't care.
Do you remember how awesome it was here, Chris Berman?
Yep.
And them start to play the Monday Night Football theme, the old ESPN Monday Night Football theme.
Yep.
You're like, hi, I'm Chris Berman, and blah 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 blah.
It was like animated
welcome.
Chris Berman.
Yeah. The New York Jets Jets play the Raiders. And like you would just get like pumped to fucking play that game.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yes.
Yeah,
It just didn't feel like it didn't feel painful to do.
yeah, a week 3 Sunday afternoon game in your franchise was like, all right, this is cool. I'm into this for 45 minutes. And now it's like you play something like Madden, and it's just like, this is weird. You have
There's
Madden,
backpacks in
like,
here. There's secondaries for you. There's a whole bunch
there,
of shit.
you walk by an M24, bro.
Yeah, I got one. Fully
Okay,
kitted.
okay, I'm putting a 6X on that.
Ooh, what kind of suppressor
I'm
for the
good.
M4?
I'm really good.
Yeah, I got a suppressor on the M4. I've got pretty much everything you would need except for a level 3 helmet. Can't always get what you want. Level 2 helmet up here. You said you had, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's just, it's weird, and like the political aspect of games now. Like, I don't play Far Cry. I don't
Found an
play
8 times scope.
I don't play a lot of stuff that like people would think I would play, just because I'm just that big of an autist. But like, there's like this push in the industry to like any leftist ideology, which I don't agree with because a lot of them are sketchy as fuck, to just like shoehorn into every game, and it's just frustrating to me because like, can we just play a game?
Like,
And you
I just
also
want to play video games.
you all like the scary part of this stuff, both like, and I'll say something that sounds really strange, both right wing and left wing stuff ages poorly. Like, let's say you have a game where there's like a mission where a character goes to a pride parade. Let's say in the new Hitman game, they create a DLC scenario where it's like you're going to a pride festival. It's not going to age well, because like, let's say in like 3 or 4 years time, you listen to it, or not you listen to it. Sorry, I'm thinking of. I'm trying to go in two directions at once, but like in 3 or 4 years, if you go play that mission, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is that time in society that we're just like shoving like gay pride stuff down our throats, and like this is all weird and stuff, and it's just not very funny, or like creative, or just anything. It's the same with like right wing stuff. Like when I listen to like, let's
Here,
say
take
Green
this.
Day, and I know Green Day's lefty and all that shit, but like when I listen to like how much they hated like George Bush back in the day, and like stuff like Holiday, it's like this really didn't age well, and it's
Did you
locking
find a
these.
backpack?
I don't need one.
I'll put the comp on your floor. You know you can directly attach to the guns if you don't have a backpack.
Yep. Sorry, I'm like reading the chat. Another thing that with NFS that I forgot to bring up too is like the big DNA of NFS back in the day, from like the PS2 games up until I would say Undercover was the first game where they really
Oh,
like,
you want to heal, by the way?
yeah.
Got a painkiller you can take.
The NFS games could be played with a wheel, which I know sounds like kind of insane, but like hear me out. I've done like not playthroughs, but just like streams of Hot Pursuit 2, and I'm playing with a wheel, and it drives like a car. That's the craziest things about like those like the Hot Pursuit 2 videos and shit that I've done, is like I'm playing that with a G29 and like almost sim settings, and it drives great. And developers were like, yeah, that's our vision, is just like it'll be a little bit easier, the cars will have a little more downforce, a little more lateral grip, but it still drives like a car, and that's great. But nowadays, with stuff like NFS 2015, Payback, and eventually NFS Heat, it's like, no, we think cars are too complicated for 99% of the population to drive, so we're going to turn it into this like Ridge Racer hybrid where there's all these hidden assists pulling the vehicle away from you. And it's like, how fucking stupid do you think I am? You know, like it's super narcissistic of me to say, but it's like, I feel like my intelligence is being insulted. Like, look, fuckers, I know how to drive a car. I'm average at it in real life, but I know how to drive with this shit. You do not need to fucking hold my hand when I've been playing these games for 20 years and have all these weird, like, press X to drift buttons and shit like that. When, like, man, I was doing this when I was fucking 10 with the old NFS games, and it wasn't a problem back then. So why do you think 16 years later it's going to be a problem for me now? Why do you think that? What motherfucker pulls the trigger on that shit?
Well, and even that, it's like, I didn't ever have any real interest in drifting or anything
Yeah.
like that. But like once like Assetto Corsa came out,
Yeah.
it wasn't very difficult to get
Yeah.
the gist of what you had to do. You know, watching watching Chris Harris. There's a Chris Harris video where he drives a M235i.
Yeah.
Um, and he pretty much walks you through all you have to do to drift a car. And if you watch that video enough and try to put it into practice with the M235 race car and Assetto Corsa, you could pretty much
Yeah.
get the general gist on how to drift. Is it going to make you a god? No, of course it's not going to. But at least you can figure it out. It's really not difficult. It takes a little bit of like experimenting and a couple of hours of you being a little frustrated, but you'll figure it out. It's not like you're going to be like, a god.
No, and it's true. And then you have like modern game companies, in this case EA, being like, no, that's too hard for people.
Guys to our
Let's
left,
to our
northeast,
left.
running parallel with us. Just get in and get to the high ground because I don't think there's a chance they saw us unless they free looked like I just did. Just keep coming to the high ground.
Yep. Yeah, it's just silly, and maybe it's not even a press X to drift mode, but it's like in 15, which I owned and I played a fair chunk of. Like I made it quite far in the game, finished a couple of like the 5 tiers, and it's like once you get into the drift mode, the car kind of goes like on like the rails kind of type thing. So it's like you're in like the drift mode and you can feel the game like actively working to like stabilize the car and keep it in that state, and then like you have to like kind of snap the car out of that mode, and it's just weird. And it's like, what do you like, how stupid do you think I am? Like it's easier to drive the car naturally and just throw it into a corner and slide than to do whatever the hell you're trying to do with this like these like baby's first drift physics. So like a fucking so some game journalist who's never driven a car before because he's a soy boy and hates anything that makes a loud noise can feel like he's a king. Like, fuck you. And again, it leads to this like feeling of just frustration.
By the way, I know this is slightly off topic, and it might not be as off topic as it sounds. But has anybody else noticed that there's this giant push from, or somebody's paying off, and it's not even being. This isn't conspiracy shit. Somebody's clearly paying or influencing car magazines. Uh oh. Was that at you?
Nope.
I keep running. Because that was very close. So somebody's influencing car journalists to pretend like there's absolutely no way in shape or form that you are a true car enthusiast if you hate electric vehicles or say bad things about electric vehicles. There was some fucking Top Gear Facebook I had to stop following because it was just so fucking poor. Like how obvious they were trying to be.
185 backs to us. They're throwing smoke and involved in another firefight.
Somebody shot at me though. I couldn't tell from where. Oh, I see somebody. Hang on.
I'm looking southeast. Oh my god, I hate my life.
Get hit?
No, he doesn't know I'm there, but he's gonna be like he's gonna be like on our property.
There's guys at this complex.
I'm marking.
Very far from us.
Oh, we gotta move? Uh-oh.
Yeah, a little bit. We don't have to move too far. Oh, I see the guy. Hang on. He's in a ghillie.
Yeah. He's chasing me?
Possibly. Hit him. Knocked. His friend's right in front of him.
I'm gonna die, bro.
Got him. Alright, keep moving.
Gonna die, bro.
Are you in? No. Try to heal.
I died.
Fuck.
And you know what? I was like inches away. I was trying to clean that guy up.
Oh. I'm in trouble.
Oh, you're good.
We're gonna be back in the lobby here soon, I feel.
Nope. I can spot from out here. I think you might be clear. No, I made a bad call.
Nope.
Rip.
He hit me and I died to the play zone. That was actually pretty good. I got 3 kills from that round. Not a bad start. Uh, what should I be doing? I should be doing my homework while we work, but I'm not. I've got like a whole bunch of shit to do for homework that I'm doing early because I'm not going to class next week because I'm going to wrestling.
Nice.
That's right. Fuckers in the
I'm
chat heard
I'm
me.
I'm sad we lost that, but I made a stupid move. I should have.
No, we
Yeah.
were in a pretty shitty spot. There were teams all around us.
Uh,
I'm actually surprised that when I took out those two guys, the one with the ghillie, that actually worked out like it did. All right, while we load up, be right back. Just gonna drink.
anyway, any topics our people want us to cover? But no, I'm definitely upset at the quality of video games going down, and sim racing for me has been upsetting as well. It's not that it's both the unfinished stuff and the stagnation and the developers all just being kind of like mean, but we've talked about this already. It was the same with Hot Pursuit 2010, by the way, not Press Extra Drift, but Strange Auto Drift mode. No, and that's what I mean. Like, you're the people playing NFS at that point have been playing the franchise for 15 years, and most of the games had basic vehicle dynamics. So it was like, I get that it was like a Burnout game, and they were trying to do like they were trying to make Burnout with licensed cars, but at the same time, like,
Right on time.
it wasn't necessary to go
Okay.
full auto drift.
Uh, try Mansion with me.
Sure. Oh,
Mansion used to be one of my favorite spots when I would play solos on Xbox.
they smell the e-sport.
Well, one of the bitchings that I was doing before we got in those firefights, yeah, so one thing that I have to say is that the push for e-vehicles as these ultimate, like, you're not a car enthusiast if you don't like them, really pisses me off.
Yeah, let's shame our readers for having the wrong opinion that is paid for.
It's like, I'm gonna throw this out there. Okay, yeah, I get it. Torque makes the Tesla, whatever, the sedan Tesla, go really fast. It in a straight line. I'm very impressed. But does anybody ever talk about that they're just like these combustible fucking, you know, balls of fire when they fucking crash because of the batteries? Or that the mining process for the lithium for the batteries is just like absolutely destroying parts of this world where it's mined? Like, nobody talks about stuff like that. Or nobody talks about where does the actual electricity come from? Oh yeah, power plants.
Oops.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they don't want to do things like clean coal because they just demonized coal in general, the left, and they don't want to do things like nuclear power because that's been demonized since, like, the dawn of time. But
Chernobyl
that's
was the big wake-up call about nuclear power, though.
yeah, but that's because like that's like, Russia, and safety isn't really
Yep. No, I
first and
agree.
foremost. But I guess yeah, yeah, you could say 3 Mile Island, we all know. But I mean, like, I don't know, I don't. You're they're so far off the mark on so many things with e vehicles. It's not even funny. I think hybrids are going to be the real immediate to like midterm future because hybrid makes sense in a lot of ways. You can generate electricity by braking force. The battery can charge itself on deceleration. There's a lot of weird stuff.
The thing
Uh,
is, like, the thing with electric cars is that you can't fix them. There's a novelty with the internal combustion engine, and the way cars are being built, like, at least, like, stuff probably from, like, the 50s to, like, the mid 2000s, you can get a mechanic friend to work on it, and the parts you can go to a fucking pick and pull. They're simple, and there's so much info out there about them that again, like a mechanic friend can probably figure it out. And it's stupid, but like that's handy. Whereas with an electric car, if you have something wrong with the motor, it's gotta take it to my Tesla dealer. And it's like I don't think people realize, like maybe I'm unique in that regard where I have a mechanic friend that's a block away from my house, and if shit hits the fan with a vehicle, I can go there. But like, I assume like a lot of people have that situation where they have a mechanic friend or they have a dad or a grandpa who's like, oh, I know how to fix that shit. You think when every vehicle is some sort of like Tesla offshoot, you think that's going to be the case? No, it's going to be horrible. That's not practical.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, there's so many things that I just
The ball of fire, though, is the immediate concern.
the
For me, at
ball of
least.
fire, the fact that there's no tactile buttons inside the car. Everything's a fucking meme.
Yeah.
Touchscreen, which I might have mentioned on here or maybe to you off stream, that I've driven the new 3 Series and there's a lot of the glass cockpit going on. Uh, I hated it at first, but then I was like, okay, I think this is kind of cool. But the reason why I said it was kind of cool was because there was still physical, there were still buttons for me to use. It wasn't a giant smudgy screen.
The one thing that worries me about touchscreens in the future, like everyone talks about like how great like smartphones are, right? But how many people replace their smartphones every couple of years? Like two to three maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably replacing mine here when the new iPhone comes out because I think I've gotten my useful life out of the phone. The
Yeah.
battery hardly holds a charge for the day, and it does feel slower, but
No, and that's great, right? But I'll tell you, like as someone who is, I guess, very frugal in that regard, like I'm still using a phone I bought in 2015, and it's almost 2020, and I can tell you after about the first year, touchscreen didn't work as well as it used to. It was laggy. There were certain
well,
there's certain dead spots.
yeah. The reason from what I understand, and someone probably in the chat who's
Yeah.
smarter than us can clarify it for us. But from what I understand, is that the glass in the screen has like a clear adhesive or
Yeah.
something that adheres it to tactile stuff underneath the glass, and which is part of the screen.
Mhm.
And I know there was a point that there was something wrong with the iPhone 6s and 7s where the adhesives were known to not be as good as they should have been, and the screens that were giving you a perceived dead zone because of that,
Yep.
because they were coming apart essentially.
And
And I
like
remember
that's great, right?
My 7 Max, right before I traded in for the iPhone X, I could tell you that was absolutely happening to my phone, like right before I fucking traded in. That there was definitely something wrong with the way that it connected to the tactile stuff underneath it.
No, and that's great, but like my point is these cars are going to be 10, 15, 20 years old with touchscreens at some point. What happens?
Yeah.
When you're driving, do you is the touchscreen does the touchscreen get fucked up and suddenly your AC's going on and off? Because that's what my phone does, right? You're fucking texting someone on Instagram and like it for whatever reason you press like the bottom to hit send and it instead hits like the video call button. So what
Yeah,
happens when that's in a
or no?
car?
You have
And
a
it's
level 2 vest?
yeah, no, I need one though.
Alright, come up to me.
And it's not like you
Then
can
we'll keep
trade,
moving.
not like you can trade one of those like half decent mid range cars in every few years because of the fucking touchscreen. And you certainly don't want to pay to repair the
Right over here.
touchscreen because that's money that you don't need to be spending because cars were completely fine without touchscreens for how long?
Well, I will say this. Have you been in a car with Apple CarPlay yet?
I don't have any Apple products. Sorry.
Or do you have the Android car stuff?
Nope.
Okay. Well, Apple CarPlay is pretty awesome. It's really cool. It's like it basically mirrors your phone onto the dashboard, and you could use Spotify like right from the dashboard and all that stuff. It's nice. Uh, my question, I've always sat there like in my car.
What are you
I've
doing?
wondered.
Get in.
Okay, so this works pretty good. You want to come down here?
What's down
It's
there?
like, well, I want to go to the next complex.
Okay.
Um, because I fear that people are going to come through this way. Uh, it looks great. It works great. I'm not so worried about it because it's essentially just screen mirroring. But I do wonder what happens if, like, one day, like, the CarPlay is just too much for the infotainment system to mirror. Like, how does that get fixed? What do you do with a car with all these screens in 5 years if the native apps kind of suck? You know? And I guess I could say proof of this is the Golf R I bought. It's a fucking great little car, but the navigation sucks. Like, it's so bad, and it's from 2015.
Yep. So
Like,
4 years. 4 years.
Yeah,
And it's not like 2015 was the dark ages.
no. The infotainment system that's stock is an abomination.
Someone in our chat said the McLaren MP412C already is having screens break. So that's a supercar made by one of the world's greatest supercar companies in modern times. So this isn't like some shitbox from the 80s that was good back then. This is still a very highly relevant car
Yeah, and there's
that you
people
could
who are,
that you could keep in your garage and run at track days for the next 20 years. Maybe even 25 years, right? And the screens are breaking in the fucking cockpit.
and it's like we were saying, what do you do?
Yep.
And
At least in the 90s when you had like an AC issue or something like that, again, it was like they were still simple enough where Grandpa could work on it.
yeah,
Now,
or like if
you
the
know,
AC was working, it was one of a couple of things. Either the belt itself fucking popped off, and you need to replace the belt. The other hypotheticals are the actual AC itself broke. Like I guess I could say like is it called a condenser on a car, or is it called does it have a different technical term?
don't know.
Well, whatever. But like, it's either the AC itself, the belt popped off, fan isn't working inside the car. Where was that person on that bike? You heard that, right?
Nope. I have it cranked too. So, do you want to go like northeast, kind of where I marked?
Yes.
I had to take the whole front end off of my car to get to the condenser. I feel like I know what car that might be. Is that a Mercedes?
That's a lot of cars. Volkswagens were like that. Chryslers were like that. A lot of cars are like that, where you have to fucking take the front end off, and you actually have to, like, in some cars, take the pulleys for the pulleys and the belts for the engine itself are like intertwined with the AC condenser. It's like a fucking mess in a lot of situations. But like, yeah, I mean, mess or not, I mean, a lot of people can still probably, or your mechanic can still probably figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if your AC won't turn on because the touchscreen's fucked, I don't know what we're going to be able to do about that.
VW Jetta.
Yes, VW Jetta. I had an old Mark IV Jetta, and that was the problem. They were like telling me it was going to be like $900 to fix it, just sheerly on man hours alone, and I was like, I'm good, and just that was the end of that car for me. Because at the time, it probably wasn't worth more than $900. Bike behind us. Here it comes. They got out.
No. I hit him a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, I hit him a whole bunch of times too, and he was coming straight for
19 hit points, bro.
I only had 4, but it seemed like I was hitting him.
I hit him a ton when they started fighting. I probably should have laid down, but But yeah, modern cars, there's going to be some issues in terms of longevity. Because, like,
And
touchscreen's great now, but
and I guess my question is there going to be like, I mean, OEM support is probably never going to be a thing because they're going to be like, oh well, fuck you, buy our new car, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, but will there be third parties who can fucking fix this stuff? That is really going to be like the real question.
No.
Will there be third parties who can fix it? I don't know. You know, go to the chat. I don't wanna-
Did you, well, our racing build got delayed today. Maybe Billy's got some insight on that, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Uh, People were rumoring that there were supposedly crashes in testing last night. That's why they decided to delay it.
Rip.
I like that. It still be like that is the name. Just put electric cars in rice. I get it.
Well, hopefully the new build is, like, half decent, because, man,
I
that's a
have a
long time.
Virgil's Zero Sugar Cola, Ethan. Orange and pomegranate. I liked that one.
The water's
It,
making the frogs gay.
uh, the blood orange is definitely the best San Pellegrino by far.
Crater Fields?
Yes, but jump a little earlier so we don't go over El Pozo, which is a fuckfest.
Okay. I'm here on
Well, I
Reddit.
chose zero sugar because I don't need to be fatter than I am.
What's a suicide rate PM? Oh, hold on. No, okay, I know what that's referencing. I'm sorry. I'm bad about that. That's brutal.
Virgil's root beer is fucking amazing. Like the regular one, and the zero sugar one that comes in a can is actually fucking really good too if it's cold.
Always go to Impala. Impala's lit. Where's Impala?
Impala is on the other side of the map from us.
Oh,
If
okay.
the plane was going, well, the plane did go that direction, so people were probably going to drop there. And you got to remember, our strategy is to be bitches,
Yep.
because we be like that. Uh,
Ethan's got it
no,
right.
no, no, it's not zero sugar. It's got what does it have?
We have
Stevia, which is supposed to be plant based.
we have company at the town over, but I think you're. I'm not landed yet because I tried to stretch it to Crater Fields.
I'm gonna just grab stuff here and see if I could run up to Greater Fields.
Big thing is we need a vehicle.
Oh yeah, you know what? I should talk to Sal and see if he could drop me care packages. I gotta work on getting some Oktoberfest from him for the fall. I think we should. You know what we should start doing, and I think we should start right here. I think we should start power ranking shit like old SP.
It's
You want
not
to
a
start
bad
with
idea.
power ranking sodas?
We,
You first, because I gotta.
I can only do probably top five, but shit.
Yeah, five power rankings for five.
Fanta's good, but Fanta's gross at the same time. Barks root beer probably number five. Crush cream soda probably number four. Number three probably regular Mountain Dew. Number two Baja Blast. Number one Code Red, maybe.
Oh wow,
I'm
you're a
sorry.
big fan of the Code Red.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna power rank my sodas. Uh, one is definitely got to be Mountain Dew Throwback. Two is probably Baja Blast. Uh, three Pepsi Throwback. Four Cherry Pepsi Throwback, which is depressing because I don't think they've made it recently. I think it's been at least 2 or 3 years since they made it. I think I'm up to four now. Uh, five will have to probably be, and I'm gonna say this tentatively because I don't think that I like Coke as much as I like Pepsi, but Coke just goes so well with certain things like pizza that I'm gonna give Coke the number five over Pepsi, even though I like Pepsi better.
I completely forgot vanilla Coke existed, but you know what? I haven't had it in ages, so I probably can't remember. Vanilla Coke's good like the first sip, but also, your American sodas are disgusting, by the way.
Yes, you're right about that. That's why if you notice, I said Mountain Dew Throwback, Pepsi Throwback,
Yeah.
because our soda has to have a special name attached to it to hide the fact that our regular soda is fucking loaded with corn syrup and not real sugar. But the throwbacks taste so much better.
Yeah, I know when we went to Washington last year, I had a vanilla Coke because I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna try American soda, and I'm like, I'm 3 sips in, and I'm like, nope, nope. I drank,
Yeah,
and like I eat like a fat ass, like it's bad, and I should probably like watch that over the next couple of months. But like, I've never drank so much water just because I'm like, I refuse to have your food.
well, I can tell you right now, as a fucking Ameriburger, yeah, that's a huge problem here.
Yeah.
Uh, so much of our shit has fucking corn syrup in it, and yeah, the rest of the world doesn't do that, but we do.
Yeah. I think it's banned in
Yay.
Canada.
That's fucking awesome, actually. Good for you guys. Yeah, the Mexican Coke and Pepsi is basically, it's basically the throwbacks. It's got real sugar in it.
We have company. Dude, I have like nothing. No guns.
If we're gonna go, well, see, I sort of think that I didn't include stuff like Virgils and I didn't include stuff like Monsters because I feel like they're kind of a little bit outside the box of what we were talking about, but like slightly. Oh, we're going away from the zone. How much time do we have? 1 minute. We'd have to pretty much find a vehicle if we go this way. Otherwise, we got to go back to the zone. Is that a vehicle? No, it's burnt out.
No.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Virgil's is like yeah, kind of like specialty. It's expensive as fuck.
We have that.
Can't really drink it like all the time. But there's a pickup down there. Vanilla Pepsi was back earlier in the year. They brought it back for a little while. It was pretty good. Red Bull Lime is great. Um, let's power rank energy drinks.
I don't drink enough.
I'm gonna go with number one. Has got to be the Boomer Monsters, but the red one, the sugar-free, the zero red. Two is for me is a sugar-free Red Bull. Three the kiwi apple Red Bull. Summer breeze one that's like got like the coconut type of flavor is pretty damn good. Um, Five, I'd have to go with the green Monster Zero. I mean, obviously, yeah. Rich energy is drink of the gods, nectar of the gods.
Like, the funny part about Rich Energy is that everyone who's tried it has done so for the memes. And then they've been like... And then they've been like, yo, Rich Energy's actually, like, tastes good. And then they start drinking it. I have to heal, by the way.
Yeah, let's get out. Keep running in.
my god. Well, we're in. But I don't have a gun.
There's a gun here.
Useful gun, or is it like shotgun?
The 416.
Okay. My helmet's like almost destroyed. It's been a bad round. VSS, I need that. Backpack.
Moving.
I've tried various energy drinks. There was one night where I had like an amp lemonade, and it was like full on panic attack, and I was like, I'm done. That was years ago.
There's an. I think there's a reason AMP doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Is because it really wasn't that good. It had a. Most of them had this odd taste to it.
Here we go, level 2 helmet. See, and I really liked amp, but fuck, I just can't drink that shit. Like, I'm kind of hyperactive as it is.
Ooh, hello.
But
On the Carnegie.
fuck, it was scary. My parents still remember it. They're like, you were like kind of like psycho on that shit, and I was like, yep, not touching that stuff again. So it's been 6 or 7 years since I've had an energy drink. That's how long ago it was. But I remember Monster was like kind of gross to me. Like it was like Mountain Dew, but just like less sweet and more just like odd.
I thought the regular Monster was so sweet it was disgusting.
Yeah, I did, but again, I maybe had an energy drink like 4 or 5 times in my life. Cause like I don't know, like they're great if you're like out biking and shit. Like I get that, but like, I mean, let's be real. Most of my life is sitting at home playing video games, so I'm like, why do I need this? Like I'm gonna play a game, I'm gonna get really into it, and then I gotta go to bed at some point, and that's like I'm not going to sleep.
Drop a Carnegie here.
I don't have a scope though, or bullets for it. I'll stick with the
Yeah,
VSS.
me either.
I do look like someone who would chug down monsters, though. No, that's the funny part. I really don't.
That's just another thing that they stereotyped you about, like you were a school shooter, but you're not.
I mean, like, in their defense, and I know this is, like, lame of me to say, but, like, no one really knows each other outside of the forums. Oh, the blue goo's almost here, right? So, like, if you only meet me through video game forums, or just, like, shitposts with me, like, there's like, the shitposting me on fucking just, like, 4chan, or, like, Reddit, or just, like, other shit. And then there's, like, actually knowing someone IRL.
That goo kind of hurt for some reason. Alright, let's keep moving.
Yeah, Ruby's knows what I'm talking about. Make me feel like hyperactive and a straight up panic attack. Yep. And I had one, and I'm just like, nope. That ship is not for me. But you know what's weird is, like, I know, like, when I'll hang out with Tyler, he'll fucking, like, chug, like, 2. And it's like, you don't even notice it.
I've seen people... Uh-oh, person right in front of us.
Where the fuck? Why are you down there? Why am I up here? I'm safe. Come to where I am.
Alright, I'm coming.
And if they chase, I can probably cover you for, like, the final 100 feet.
No, they ran away from me. They were not going the way I was
I'm
going.
I'm literally
I'm
up on the like the cliffside right here.
Yeah, I'm coming up there, but we've got to get into the zone. We've got a way to go.
No, I'm kind of a boring person. I don't do energy drinks. I tried them. I couldn't. Physically couldn't. Uh
Come to me. We got to get in.
Shit. Were you in a car?
No,
Oh.
I'm just walking.
I don't drink at all. I smoke weed maybe like once a month. And even then it's like I barely get high. No cocaine, no MDMA. The chick I was hanging out with yesterday was trying to like tell me how great it is, and I'm just like, no. Although from what I understand, MDMA is actually safe, but there's no legal way to buy it, which means it's a dice roll as to whether it's laced with some shit or not, and that can be a big problem really quick. Fuck, we're going on a little adventure up through the canyon, boys. I'm sorry about that. I mean, that was probably the safe route.
Yeah, getting to the high ground. I think we're okay this way. I saw people run to our west northwest. They were very close to me, but they did not see me, so I wasn't worried too much.
Never done shrooms. I've never done, like, pretty much everything. I've been around people who are, like, crazy, though. Uh-oh.
Uh oh. Are you getting shot at?
Definitely. The
Okay.
problem is they're missing. And he's stopped now, so don't expose yourself because it'll lead to a firefight, I presume.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to come our way, so I'm going to try and use the terrain to my advantage. I want to say that sounds like two people shooting at each other now, and not us.
Shisha with oregano is nice. Oregano in quotations. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't vape either. I'm very
Yo, vape
boring.
will fuck, vaping will fuck you up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't vape. I don't smoke cigarettes. My mom smoked, though.
People are getting deposits of glycerin in their lungs from fucking vaping, and
Uh,
they're spending nights in the ICU because of it.
that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. Who would have guessed that something like that would not have been a viable alternative?
I mean, like, I know it sounds like I'm kind of a bitch, but like, let's be real here. Like, I did spend time in a hospital when I was 17, so like, I feel like it's my duty to just kind of avoid substances because you just don't know. Like, even though I've been better now for like years and years, it's like I still just don't want to roll that dice because you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not you're not necessarily wrong at all.
And I know people who have rolled that dice, even though they don't have like the same like diagnosis or disorder or whatever. But like I know people who have rolled that dice and they're just like I made a mistake. Poker nights? No. Gamble a little bit. Like I play Pro Line once in a while. I'll probably do it when the NFL season starts, but like it's harmless. As long as you keep yourself at like $10 and make retarded picks, like if one of them turns out, you make decent amount of pocket change. I don't know how to play poker though. I kind of know how to play blackjack, but it's been like years. I think everyone knew how to play blackjack because of San Andreas.
Oh.
This has been an adventure, bro. Just like climbing the cliff face.
Yeah.
I almost like we should get in and just stop and fucking let people come to us.
Yeah, except this circle keeps screwing us.
Like the last time we played here 2 nights ago, we sat on that cliff face while you went and fucking did your laundry. It was perfect. We just watch people walk by you. It's great. But at the same time, like for all like the like
Oh shit, there's an SLR here.
for how boring I am, then you'll just like hear from me one day and be like, "Yeah, I bought a go-kart and started racing it in the neighborhood." So like it makes up for that. Mom, I'm going stock car racing. You what? Yeah. We got sponsorship. What? Okay.
That was so based when you're just like you just sent me a message. You purchased a go kart.
That was a fun summer. It was really shitty how it ended, but it was so fun. I would do it again. You could make an interesting like series out of that though. Like for like I mean Edmonton if you guys don't know the layout because I'm sure you don't because we're in the middle of nowhere, but like we have a lot of like inner city like trails inside like ravines and forests and stuff. So like even though we live in like the middle of the plains, there's all like kind of like river valleys and shit everywhere. And there's ton of like dirt dog paths that like people just go walking on, but because it's 2019, no one goes outside. So they're just empty. So like if you're able to get a permit from the city to seal those off and you just mandate like any kind of chassis, any kind of engine, and you force people to run slicks to keep the speeds low and so people don't get hurt, you could have a lot of fun for not a lot of money. There's people at 260 running across the field by himself. Still running. Still running. He's going up the hill now. I'm not going to shoot. So he is... Oh, he's on that path. Okay, so he's like here.
I see him.
Yeah. There's no point in shooting.
Uh-oh. Fighting with somebody? Give me
No,
a second.
no,
It's
I didn't shoot.
Yeah, he's fighting with somebody.
Oh.
He's a dead man. Now I gotta find where the guy's shooting at him, shooting him from. Oh, I see him. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I gotta get open.
Well, this property is in. As long as we just, like, rotate away from there. Like, I'm gonna go up the hill here. Probably take a painkiller. Ooh, people on the hill. No, that's a bush. I apologize.
Let me heal.
People way over there. 210. Very far away. How far do we gotta go? Oh. Oh, fuck. We gotta run.
Shots are right here, right?
They can
Guy's
fight.
shooting you from.
They can fight with each other. Are you getting shot?
No, I thought they were shooting you. I'm gonna
Nope.
keep moving.
We are fairly out of the picture right now. It's great. We don't typically do well here.
I don't think I've ever won a map on round on this map.
No, Ethan's got it right. Like if you are acutely aware or like subconsciously aware that you're not either all there, or, like you struggle with depression, or you struggle with just like
Oh, there's a guy in here. Where the fuck is he?
stop. What the fuck? I wasn't even in. He's outside. Okay. Oh, he's at the door by me. 275. He's running in. He's kneeling. Ah.
Fuck.
It'd be like that. Almost top 10. But yeah, like, if you know you struggle with depression, or you have anxiety issues, or you have some sort of formal diagnosis, like, do not play with alcohol. Do not play with substances. It's just easier that way. That's just one of those things you have to resign yourself and be like, this is the character loadout I was given. If that makes sense, like, this is not gonna work for me in this lifetime. I'm just not gonna deal with it. And I've taken that approach, and I've been like, fine. I've had mental issue related hallucinations, scary shit. Yeah, no, being on medication for me, like in high school, was like scary. I never had hallucinations, but it was just weird. And we're back because Jesus wants to punish us. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to Impala for a boy Ruby. That might be fun. No, but it's true. Like, if your character loadout and you're like predisposed to mental illness, you just have to resign the fact that like your play style in life is one where you do not get to play with substances. You can do anything else you want, just don't touch that shit. Bro, misgendering me is gay. See, I like how you're a cool transgender person. We need more people like you and less people like freaking out on Twitter. The people going nuts on Twitter give it a very bad impression. I'm probably gonna get banned messing around with this shit, lol. Can't ban me. Or I can't ban you. Well, I can, but like I'm not going to. I would rather have something close to like 2007 Xbox Live than like the hypersensitive chat that like some other YouTubers do. You said a bad word, no swearing in my stream.
The Christian stream.
I think Will did that. Oh yeah, this is pretty base, but we got company.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we got company everywhere.
Ruby! Shit. Oh, you know what? Turn around and go to the fucking, like... There's, like, a brown building and some houses. Is this where we died last time? It might be.
I think we're running out of spots where we haven't died on these maps, to be honest.
Nope, this is a different spot. It's sad to be in the opposite time zone. I'm sorry. That's with like a lot of my online friends though. Okay, so I got level 2 everything. So I'm doing okay. I've
Yeah, I
got a
just need a gun.
yeah, I've got a gun. I need a scope. But like we don't need to move cuz we're in here.
Yeah, I
We
gotta move
we
though
could
because I don't have a gun.
we could go up on a fucking like cliff and just hang out. And I know you don't like playing that way cuz I play even slower than you.
I don't mind it. I'll do it. I just need something to shoot with.
Okay. We'll do that then. Then you went through all the other houses, I presume?
Yeah. Go into this complex over here.
There's a Scar L. Should probably pick that up. You know what? I'll pick that up for you. How about? I'll just deliver it to you.
Oh fuck, I missed that then.
Yeah, you missed a Scar.
Found an SKS though. I definitely will take that scarf from you if you picked it up.
Damn, Augusto's in Japan. Shit.
Fucking international.
I presume we're close to people, so I'll give you the Scar, I guess.
Got a gun, right?
Yep, the M416.
Yeah, and I would say I know you don't like secondaries.
No. I know I never switch between them. Okay, so Scar's on the ground.
Take the tac stock.
Put the 4X on the gun. Okay, so where the fuck are we gonna go? We can go on like we could go to La Bandita. No. Shit. Like I want something that like overlooks everything, right?
Then you're gonna be looking for over here.
Or we just hang out in this house. Like there's nothing wrong with this. We're not out in the open. There's a truck over there if we can if you want it. Or we could get in the big house, yep, that works too.
Yeah, I would say big house gives us some options. There's level 2 helmets here if you need.
Already got. And yep, just play recon and bullshit with chat, because that's what this is. I could go on about like the mental health group I'm a part of, but it's kind of boring for what is probably a heavily sim racing oriented audience.
Yeah, do you want us to bitch about some sort of sim racing? Let us know.
I'm definitely frustrated that like there's been such a push for like sim racing to be like an online thing, and so many of the games centered around like online competition, and people just aren't It's not that they're not good enough, because, like, I don't mind if I win, like, 7 out of 10 races, or I don't, but, like, I don't like going into turn 1 and seeing the field wreck behind me constantly. It's getting frustrating. But I think we've covered that before. But the whole concept of sacrificing, like, single player shit in favor of, like, well, let's have, like, online functionality, like either iRacing or GT Sport, or, like, let's say the new grid coming out. Like, it's all built in the idea that there's this huge online community of like-minded racers who want to compete against each other, but people fail to realize that, like, 90% of online races are just complete shitfests, even in leagues, even in, like, ranked races. And I just don't understand why I can't have this beefy single-player game to play through, and why it's restricted to, like, just F1. I would like to hear more about your work. Okay, what kind of work is that, like, in terms of SMS stuff? Because, like, there's NDAs and shit that I can't violate, right? I mean, I can speak in general terms, I guess. Or would you like to hear about, like, volunteer work? Volunteer work is less NDA, so I can be more open about it. Though I 100% know people will, like, use it against me and that kind of shit. In terms of the best GTA, it's a toss-up between San Andreas and Vice City. You guys really want to hear about volunteer work? Subway, probably. No, the only reason that's my name across, like, so many platforms is because when I worked at the airport, like, years ago, I would say for a period of about 2 or 3 years, I had Subway for lunch every day. Just because it was, like, the only thing close. Because when you gotta think, like, when you're in an airport terminal, your options are, like, physically walking to the terminal and going and getting food and then eating your lunch on the way back, which isn't really relaxing. Or, like, fuck, I would, like, go hammer down to the subway, like, that's just about, like, I don't know, 500 feet, 2,000 feet from the terminal. And I'd get there, like, I'd go on my breaker right at 9:30 or, like, 9:29, and I'd pull into Subway at, like, 9:36, have my food by 9:38, and then leave at, like 9 or 9:54. It was crazy, bro. I had that shit timed so well. He volunteers at a gay kid camp, of course. The one transgender guy we have watching our shit is the biggest shit talker, and I love it. Our office is at the airport because airplanes, right? LOL. Lunch is sad. I gotta be honest, I've been pretty bad at work lately in that I'm skipping lunch because I just get sidetracked. And then I look at the time and it's like, it's 3 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. I fucked up. We're sitting here playing patrol over this stretch of road that no one's gonna come to. And look at that, we're fucking set, bro. Look at this. Oh, bike! People! He's
Where?
fucking cruising. Way far away, 60. He's up on top of the hill. He shot off a flare like an idiot. I got ambitious. I was never gonna make that shot. Okay, it's at like... Oh, I hit him! You've seen this dude too, right? Yeah. He lined up one of us, and one of us hit him. Definitely. But he fucked off because it was probably just him. Oh man, that LOD. Look at the canyon in the distance. That's a big steamy shit.
I see him.
What? Oh, he's trying to hit me. I see him too. He's like behind that wall.
Yeah.
It's like playing fucking whack-a-mole from like a couple hundred yards away. You have the scar. Oh, there he is. Tree. It's us two versus him. He's running. Yep. People.
Like,
Oh, they are cruising. No. Dude, playing security is so much fun. You see like one guy, you get in this like stupid firefight. IQ increased.
wow, that guy did a sick jump.
Are you watching him still?
Or it's another person coming towards us.
Uh-oh. They're here. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. Oh, and the crate's coming now, too. Here they come. I think. Out of the way. I'm up here.
It's just him, just him, just him.
That was kind of terrifying. Are you sure it was just him?
Yeah, he insted.
Okay. Fucking obliterated that guy. Oh, so they're fighting over the crate over there now. Because he shot up his flare. And I hear another car. No. You found him? Where?
Yeah, he was in a ghillie, but he's far.
How far? Same area?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I don't see him.
Beagle.
What? Oh, they fucking cruise by. That's what I mean. You hang out here, you watch like 4 people drive by you. It's great. I wish I had a better scope. Another vehicle?
Bike.
Car. People are just ripping past us, bro. Another bike.
This guy came here to fight us. He's here.
I don't see him. Well, I'll protect the door. I mean... We're good. Yep. That's the only way up. Just gotta get here some point. He can't get in any other way, right? Like, did he fuck off?
No, I don't think so.
Pull a battlefield and lay on the stairs. Oh my god! At the front door.
That's bullshit.
What?
I hit him a bunch, too.
Wow. Peak PubG gameplay. Aw, that's shitty. Dude, that map takes so long to play out. I had 3 hit points. Great. Watch, we'll go to Sandhawk where we'll win the thing. Seven viewers? Damn. You had one fucking job. I know. You just fucking snuck in.
That's actually it for me because I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Ah, rip.
Yeah, big rip. I'll be on though tomorrow.
Nice. You know what then? I'm gonna kill the stream for a bit. We'll do some late night Need for Speed. How about that?